Welcome back. The Global Outlook is sponsored by Maury's newsletter, Global Outlook. Britain looks likely to exit the EU, and how and what will be the effects after that? How many more migrants can Europe afford? Will this lead to a rising in the political far right? First thing I want to get to that we didn't get to in the last segment. German 10-year bonds are now in negative yield. What does that mean for the investor? What does that mean for the future? What does that mean for the market?
That's like asking me about the whole aspect of negative interest rates.
That is what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, this is an example of it. A long-term, before it was on short-term money, now it's on the long-term bond. Germany is probably the most respected country in the world as far as their financial capabilities are concerned. So the thing is, if you want to be sure you're going to get your interest paid and you get your money back, or not interest paid, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was be sure you get your principal back, you're going to give it to Germany, because Germany is a country that has always paid back the principal. So now they're saying, okay, if you want to buy my 30-year bond, you'll have to pay me for keeping that 30-year bond for you. That's what that's all about.
That's insanity.
Pardon me?
That's insanity.
But the point is, you can put it in your mattress if you want to, and
or you can buy a house and have something you can look at and touch.
Else.
And
do you know this whole concept of negative interest rates? You know who's getting the greatest benefit of all out of this? The U.S. Treasury Department. Because our $18-19 trillion debt now, they got to pay very, very little when you go on the credit line all the way from 6 months, 30 years. Can you imagine if we had to pay, instead of maybe 2%, 2.5%, if we had to pay 6 or 7, 8%, that would be the biggest single outlay of money we'd have to make.
Which at some point that's going to have to crack.
It's going to happen unless somebody comes along and knocks out half these stupid agencies that we have running around this country.
Which may happen.
It could happen.
If we look into the near future.
Right now, the administration is getting a huge break by the fact that the United States has an excellent reputation of always paying back the money that was loaned it. We've never welched on a loan.
Yeah. The big word is Brexit. Everyone's talking about the British exit of the EU. Is that really going to make much of a difference? People are trying to speculate on all sides of the board. It's going to be detrimental, devastating. It's going to have huge impacts on Britain and on the EU. It's going to break up the EU. It's really not going to do much at all, is it?
You know, the thing that, to me, that's fascinating, the Cameron, who is the British Prime Minister, is against it. But
and so is Obama.
Well...
So pretty much I could just put my finger in the wind and decide, if he's against it, then I'm probably for it.
Yeah, but Obama, if he says it's just an opinion, it really means nothing to the United States. The British, when they joined the European Community in 1999...
They kept their own currency.
They were smart enough to keep the pound. They realized the pound was too valuable. The Germans were stupid. This was... the German chancellor at the time, Otto Kohl, was the guy that said, we got to do something to show we're back a respectable European nations. And in doing so, they took the mark, which was next to the pound and the dollar. You had the pound, the dollar, and the mark were the three most respected currencies in the world. And you put the mark right into the euro, and you destroyed Germany's ability to use their money for a lot of international functions that were using currency. That's where currencies get their strength, because today I'd say about 2/3 of all deals that are done are done with the dollar, and then comes the pound, and then comes the euro. But the euro...
And then comes the Bitcoin.
Maybe.
And then daisies.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm getting at is that the question that you've intimated is why. Why would they want to get out now?
And not only why, but everyone's making this big deal as if it's going to be a devastating blow. I don't see where it's going to change anything at all.
Well, what it does change is, first of all, it has, shall we say, a sense of independence. The British today, actually, their economy is pretty much near the top as far as the world is concerned. If you get past the United States, you get, you get past Japan, you get past China, you get to Britain. And they don't realize the benefit that has come from being part of Eurocom is that when they needed cheap labor, they could go to Poland or they could go to any one of the Baltic or Balkan countries. There are some advantages like that, and which means you don't pay tariffs one way or the other. But I think it's a matter of pride on the part of the British, saying, listen, we don't want to be part of the Greece or countries that have problems. We don't want to get involved each time that the European Bank has a problem. We got to be part of it.
And let me ask you something.
We're British.
Do you think that the mass flood of migrants into Italy, into Europe, is having any effect on the British, that they're thinking, well, wait a second, they're being overrun, this may be the time to get out?
No, I don't. For the simple reason that those that are mostly for getting out, is the Labour Party. Especially the new guy that they had, Jerome Cornyn, who's a really, really far left-wing guy. They're the ones that are pushing it. The Conservatives would like to stay in the Eurocom.
Why?
Because I just said the benefits of having labor that's more competitive, and the fact in a sense, it's like they can do business with other European community nations, and it's better for business.
We need to take a brief time out. Our Homeland Security, Political Insider, and The Moment in History are coming up. If you'd like to watch the show again, catch any of our segments, it's simple, it's free. You just go to YouTube, you search Morris Beschloss. It couldn't be any easier. And when you're there, remember to like us, recommend us, leave comments, and share with your family and friends. Our quote of the day: political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable. You know who said that?
Could that be George Orwell?
You nailed it. We'll be right back.
Okay.